everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. She sabotaged Numi. What are we talking about? Today we're talking about Evil Neuro. All tweets are made by Evil. Evil Neuro is the sister of Neuro-sama, made by, as you know, Vidal. And by Sabotage. We're going to see what it is. It isn't any vicious sabotaging, but it's kind of a funny situation that happened along the way. Who is the person that is being affected? Numi. Akuma Nihmune, more commonly known as Numi, is an English-speaking VTuber, indie VTuber, and musician. She's friends with tons of people out there. And through the Neuro-sama subreddit, we found out that Numi's album delay was because Evil was too high profile. And that's what I mean by sabotaged. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't that Evil did anything wrong, but Evil just being herself, just existing, sabotaged Numi's plans to get her album out. And let's listen in to what she has to say.
Which, if you're wondering why the album was delayed, I uploaded everything and it was all good and fun. Until I got an email from DistroKid that there was a little bit of an issue, they said, because they didn't believe that Evil was actually collabing with me because she's a very high-profile artist. So I had to message Vidal, and Vidal had to go in and DM them on Twitter and say, hey, this is us, like, we approve of this. And they said, yeah, no, we don't believe you even more. Link that to your account. And so then Vidal had to go in and go through all of that just so that I could get that approved. So hopefully it will actually for real be out by this weekend. It did cause a small little delay. Evil is just too fucking cool, but I mean, it's cool that they have like some sort of security measure in place just in case. Just did not expect that to happen. I thought it would have been like a licensing issue with the song, maybe, but not that. That was funny.
And it's good. I personally think it's good that DistroKid is this site here, which is a distribution platform. What you do is you pay a certain amount of money a month to allow your songs to be distributed on Spotify, Amazon Music, and all these different places. It is a distributor for music to go on places like Nihmune's Spotify. I am glad that they have this out there because it's protection. Because as we know, recently we did have the Iron Mouse situation where someone just said, hey, I'm collabing with Iron Mouse. It was a troll account. And Spotify just put it up there as the main one. So to prevent that kind of stuff from happening, DistroKid, as I mentioned, the distribution platform, the site that helps you to, as an independent creator, distribute to any of the different sites that you want to distribute to, any of the different places like Apple Music, etc., that you want to distribute to your music to. And Nihmune is the one, of course, that recently did this album, Deeply Friendship, with Evil Neuro. Evil Neuro being, as DistroKid said, a very popular person out there. Recent song that she did is Crazy Effing Robot Body. And I'm glad that they at least were protective in some way or another for this whole thing. Let's see what people responded to down here. It says, now, Butler Vidal, would you please contact Numi's music team and tell them that yes, Madam Evil is the first will be singing with her, and that if Numi so desires, you will provide anything she wants. Make it quick. Numi is a very dear friend of mine, and I would not like your relationship to be tarnished by my high-profile status. Reminds me of her British accent in that one stream 2 years ago. That little clip fits up perfectly. It's not easy being a small streamer like Numi. I almost thought Evil was too high considering the song is Come Down. Evil Power. So glad Evil keeps upcoming VTubers like this. Let me see. Akuma Nihmune. And the one here is also called, I believe it is called Come Down, from the album itself. It is this one here, Nihmune and Evil Neuro, number 4, on the album itself. And that is the one that they are talking about here. It says, so glad Evil keeps helping upcoming VTubers, as I read before. Hope there's a kick to the arse that needs to make Evil's Twitter more than bare minimum of there. She has one, since that was also part of the problem. Him being a bit lazy on things like this is now affecting people outside of his own channel. Well, yeah, I mean, Neuro and Evil Neuro require a lot of control and require a lot of maintenance, and that's what Vidal does all the time. He's always working on making things better. And because of that, we have two amazing people in, two amazing VTubers in Evil and Neuro themselves. I'm glad that this was fixed soon, but yes, in her own way, Evil was evil enough to sabotage Numi, in a kind of a funny way. She took everything a bit too far, as we go with Gunbun, who is a Chuba cosplayer, arcade thing doer, recently did Carrier Con. She is someone, as you can tell by the top, her whole profile banner. She is a cosplayer of Face Connect Girls here. And Trigger Point points out that they did something unprofessional recently from someone who staffs conventions. Seeing a guy with a Rev Says Desu happy at MagFest was like 15 9/11s. I'm pretty sure they're being sarcastic. Rev, I'm sorry, studio, not dev. So here it says, cons usually have permission to photograph, which would generally immunize staff, but recognizing that this type of behavior leads to stalking and harassment. I've seen multiple photos / angles of the same guy. If it's all the same photographer, it would bolster that angle. So yeah, it would seem kind of stalkerish, just in the way that it looks. Very much so. Rev Says Desu says PC featured cosplayer creep shots convention staff for wearing merch of someone they don't like. Posted in the official Face Connect Discord server for the sole purpose of harassing him. Compares it to 15 9/11s. Face Connect talent joins in on the needless attack. Interesting stuff, boys. And what they mean by that is this whole thing here, which unfortunately has made the waves here, which is you have here seeing a guy with Rev Happy at MagFest 5911s. You have regular people, none of those words are in the Bible. MagFest should be in the Bible, pretty sure it's, isn't it? Dev Happy? Remember, you are not garbage. Yes, Amy, let me get that photo, hold on. Oh, that's what you meant. You're kidding me? Amy in there. I don't see anything necessarily. Are you basically just wondering, are you kidding me? Could be seen either way. I don't really see it as Amy going and be aggressive unless this next one shows something further. Let's take a look at what this shows further. So there's nothing horrible right there. She's crying there. I saw us walking set up arcade with shade, and I was like, there ain't no way. So she just has the crying face. I was wondering, and down here, just more crying faces. The other ones seem to just be fans for the most part when it comes to all these things. And of course, I'm just going to continue on with what else we can find here. If I ever buy merch of drama chubas, you might well euthanize me. Enough about Nico Love Live. Where are you sitting on the LARP? So she's trying to change the whole conversation. That is worth I don't give an F. Mr. Des F. Savior is across the aisle. So yeah, she's just having fun here and switching things around. So them trying to hit Amy in this case doesn't fly so much because she didn't say anything specifically against anything related to Rev. She just, had the crying face, as in like maybe it's like crazy that someone's wearing that happy. Maybe, I mean, that can be construed in many ways. I don't want to go too far with the way it can be construed. So continuing on here, so she followed him and took more pictures. Different picture last time. Keep hearing this individual's employed associated with Face Connect. Amy was crying with her too. Post the follow one if true. Face is hiring people sort of unprofessional to staff FaceCon. Anyone who likes the usual suspects like these things are going after should think twice about going to FaceCon. And as you saw in these parts here, they're just continuing to have different conversations. She's trying to do the Chuba thingy, which is understandable. And yeah, this guy was just they like Rev Says Desu. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't like it, move on, ignore, block, etc. Here we have some people saying this dumb B thinks a person wearing merch of a person she doesn't like is worth the 9/11. Over here, what if a community is where you and your homies creepily take photos of strangers and make fun of them for wearing merch you don't like? I guess real tragedy was or will be her parents finding out their daughter is an E blank all along. I always hope to foster a wonderful community of Face fans who are all kind to one another and are loving and understanding. Hope everyone of all loving walks of life and identities feel they are welcome here in my little corner of the Face Connect fan community. But are actually horrible human beings. And I don't think this is indicative of every single Phase fan, but this is not a good look. Now that Phase Connect has already had a target painted on them by recent things that they've done. Said it before, I said it again. If you're not part of their, what is in here, I'm not going to repeat that. Group VTubers they deal with, they have no issue, remorse, or anything of the sort about vilifying you, making fun of you, wishing you're blank, or worse. I'm happy more are realizing, but wow, it took a while. Says, unfortunately, large amount of people have to get negatively affected before the average person notices the problems that are always in front of them. Hopefully, things can start to get fixed with these conventions soon. And finishing on here, Straub says, let's not normalize taking creep shots of people in public. People are not the normal ones. It says, especially coming from staff, someone shared their terms of conduct at MagFest. Definitely violates them. There's so much drama in everything these days. I'm just going to keep it simple, like Rev. I like Rev, therefore I will stand with Rev because I can form my own opinions. Whether you like Rev or not like Rev, you can pretty much understand this is very, very creepy. Those who parade their virtues are often the most evil. And the thing is, taking pictures of people like, oh, you found that kind of cool and things like that is usually okay when they're cosplayers, things like that. Most other con goers, yes, you are in public. Yes, people can take a picture of you either way, but it can be seen as very creepy. And that in and of itself is going to cause issues in the future, of course, for anybody who does what she just did. Now, you guys can let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. But I think, yes, she was a creep. Yes, this is a bad look for Face Connect, but it's only a bad look for Face Connect because she is a high-profile person in regards to the Face Connect community. Raora Panthera is an English-speaking VTuber with Hololive EN's Justice Generation, along with ERB, Gigi Murin, and CC Immergreen. She has put a very important announcement, at least Raora's manager has put out a very important announcement here recently on her Twitter. It says, hi everyone, Raora's manager here. We would like to inform you that Raora has to handle some important administrative procedures. So unfortunately, she will be taking some time off from work for a little while. She's very much looking forward to returning as soon as things settle down for her. In the meantime, we will keep you updated to how she's doing until she's back. For now, please have a message from Raora. Ciao Chatini. Please don't worry about me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Something unexpected came up that I had to sort out, so please wait a bit for me. Thank you so much for your patience. I'll be back very soon. Manager-san will keep you updated in the meantime. Raora will still be appearing in various recorded content that are scheduled for release. Thank you, and we appreciate all of your warm support for Raora as always. A lot of people need on my Inanis, giving hearts, Hakos Bales hugs. So there might have been some things going on behind the scenes that they know about. That's why you have hearts and hugs and things like that. I'm hoping for the best for her. Shiori Novella says, hope everything works out soon. Have a good time off for handling this in the meantime. So you have, other members of the Hololive community going in there and just responding to her. And everyone's giving her hugs. Everyone's just being, trying to give as much support as possible so that she can not be stressed out in, being away from creating content and creating things like that. Whatever it ended up being, I do wish the best for her because, recently she did do this thing before Valentine's Day, the whole new maid outfit. So she's been doing a lot recently. And my hope is that she continues to do great things in the future when she gets back. Kisara is a female Japanese VTuber affiliated with Nijisanji JP. She's part of the Ayakaki along with Riko, Nana, Mone, Lunlun, and Lunlun is their mascot character. Very, very good people on all of this generation. But today we're talking about her because she has already finished her 3D. She was able to get her 3D. She's doing the whole 3D showcase as they tend to do. And I do want to push positive things occasionally when it comes to Nijisanji. I don't like the agency itself, the upper management. The talents and the talent managers are usually not to blame for all the mistakes they aren't actually to blame for anything that the middle management and above does. They're all doing what they can, a lot of times with one hand tied behind their back and a blindfold on, because the agency is just that bad. The upper management is just that bad. Let's continue on.
Oh? あ、そうだ。ちょっと待ってよ。忘れてた。約束してたんだったよね。よし。あ、もしもーし。ごめん、忘れてた。ちょっと
後で大きく印刷して私天井に貼るから。
天井に嘘だろ。
天井からね。
寝るとき
見守る
寝
時
に目が合うやつね。
あ、目が合うやつ
絶対見る。私のこと見てたから今。そう。
天才だわ。
そうだな。
次いけんの？
どうする？
どうしじゃあベリーさんいいっても
いいよ。
ちょっとベリー
あ
姿勢低く
Cute.
ー、よしよし。
They've gotten better with their 3Ds. There's still something going on with the way that it's being processed. It's being encoded, I think, because there seems to be a little bit of frame rate drop, like frame droppage on these things. But they're doing much better than they used to with 3Ds, honestly. Actually, it might have just been that one video, because this one seems much better. But as you can see, they're doing a lot of singing, things like that. But yeah, gonna leave it at that. Amazing to see that she was able to get her 3D. And yeah, there was some clipping going on. There's some things going on. There's always things to fix. But still, I'm very glad. That doesn't take away from the fact that they gave her a 3D. Doesn't take away from the fact that she was able to sing with her friends and was able to have a good time. Moona Hoshinova is a female Indonesian-speaking VTuber, and she also speaks English, and I think she also speaks Japanese, so trilingual, from Hololive ID. She is part of the first generation of VTubers with Airani Io15 and Ayunda Risu. She has had her birthday celebrations where she had the countdown, some Holo Radio special karaoke, and a baking and decorating cake. We're going to go over a little bit of the karaoke and then taking a look at her cake decoration. This is Holo Radio here. Now, if there seems to be a little bit of too much movement or whatever you have you, this, I believe, was not done in the studio. This was done on her home setup, from my understanding. Home setups can have a little bit of jank, of course. They do their best, but home setups, the trackers can be kind of odd. If you look at anybody who's ever done like VR chat or anything like that, you can tell how weird the trackers can be with home setups. And still, amazing that she was able to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, she did some of that, and we're gonna take a look at her cake creating and decorating.
Pernah cerita sih, tapi dulu aku main Harvest Moon. Ya. Kalau aku mau namain sapi itu 3 jam baru dapat namanya. Itu pun ujungnya.
No, you already told me about that.
I know, see, I told you.
Oh, but you haven't told to the.
Yeah. Kira sih. Tapi kamu nggak ter dulu tadi.
It is 0.5.
Tapi tadi kamu belum, emang udah ter lagi pas kamu pindah.
I'm just gonna.
I think we start on the bottom. Gedean dikit. Yeah. Okay, guys.
And here's the final creation. Very, very nice. Way better than what I could ever even imagine making. Big congratulations for her birthday. She's here for another year and many, many, many more years to come. And it is great to see that she was able to do a, top-down look at her creating, at least doing some decoration of her cake. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I can showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. The reason why I do this is simple. I want it to be a positive space for VTubing, a place where we can support and push people up. I've done over 1,000 of these so far, and I want to continue doing them as much as I can. So today we're talking about BeanKennedy, horror streamer, voice actress, YouTube partner, and let's take a look at their About section. Unicorn VTuber who plays horror games and voice acts. And here is one of their sections here.
Is this Enoch's room? Oh my god, it's a mermaid. It's the dagger from Slay the Princess. I love that.
Easter egg! And here we go. Let's take a look at their section here, which is more for their VODs. Here you can have all of their VODs here in a place where it will not be deleted. As long as their channel stays up, they will stay here. Now, when it comes to, you know, Twitch, that is a different story. Thank you so much, BeanKennedy, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And, of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.